Christmas, everybody. Patton here. So, again, I was trying to figure out something nice I could do for you guys for Christmas, and I've already given you guys access to the list for your requests. The only other thing I could think of is to actually show you what I do in order to get these games to work. It's nothing special. It's really just a trial and error process. But again, I couldn't really think of much else to do except for continue to take your requests. But I thought maybe you'd be interested in seeing how it's all done. And it's actually a really easy process. It can be time consuming a lot of the times, but it's still really simple. So let me show you real quick. Let's pull this up here and shrink me down. There we go. That's better. Okay, so I'll always have my Hakchi 2 open, and I've been using the USB flash drive for all this stuff. So what I'll do is I'll go through the request list, and I have one here. Let's see, and this is old. It is not updated at all. I'll just go through the list, and let's go to some that we haven't done yet. Like right here, I think the last video I just recorded was Tiger Road. So Lorenzo, that one's coming up, or maybe it's already up. I don't know. I don't know what order I'm doing this in. Anyway, so I'll pick the game, and then I'll go to a website like Emu Paradise or ROM Nation. ROM Nation seems to have ROMs that are more compatible with MAME 2003, which is one of the best cores to use when doing this stuff. But Emu Paradise has a larger selection of the same game, which if something doesn't work on MAME 2003, it could work on any of the other cores. So you have to kind of pick and choose. Usually I'll start with ROM Nation, download whatever, because they usually have one version on that site, and that version is usually compatible with MAME 2003. So I go there, I'll pick that one. If I can get it to run, cool, then we move on. If not, I'll go to Emu Paradise and go through, and if they have 5 of them, well, then I'm downloading all 5 of those games to figure out which one runs the best. We're not going to go through 5 different versions. So, for example, today we'll look at Samurai Shodown. Just like I do with all my other stuff, I'm going to put it on my Hakchi and make the folder. So Samurai Shodown is like Sam Show, I think. We have 1 and 2. Okay, so we'll work with the first one. Or you know what? We'll do both. Merry Christmas. We'll do both Samurai Showdowns. Open up. Alright, so you can see I got this one from romnation.net because anytime you download something from their site, within their file system, they have that little, this is where you download it from. And maybe the same, yep, same thing here. So now we're going to test both of these games out. Now with my testing, I don't do anything special. I don't give any box art. I don't change the command line because I don't know yet what I'm changing it to. I don't know if it's going to run for MAME or the FB Alpha or anything. So I don't bother with any of that yet because I don't know what it is. Basically, I just have the games on here, and if I'm doing more than one, like I'll do 2 right now, I might do 5 at a time. I might do 7 at a time. Sometimes it's easier to do less, and you'll see why once we actually get to the SNES Classic, why it's easier not to have too many just because of how I do my testing. So really this is all we need are the games. If we go into the folder, Hakchi Games SNES, you'll see we have 3 folders. Oh, and I forgot to mention, excuse me. Also, when I do my testing, I have this Retroarch app. And to get there, let's go to one of KMDF Manic's downloads. Okay, so as you can see here, let's open all files. We're going to go to the extras folder that he has now. We're looking for this Clover app, and as you can see here, we have one for the NES and one for the SNES. You're going to add this to your Hakchi, which will give you this Retroarch. And it will create a folder for you already. So we have Samurai Shodown 1 and 2 and Retroarch. If we open up our Hakchi folder, Games SNES, we have Samurai Shodown 1, 2, and our Retroarch app. And that's all that I need to start testing these games out. So I will meet you over at our SNES Classic, and we're going to do some testing. Okay, so here we are at the SNES Classic, and you know it's not going to look pretty. You know, since we didn't download box art or anything, here's a couple games that I've already recorded with, and I got rid of a bunch of games that were already on here, like the N64 games for the video that I recently recorded. So yeah, Samurai Shodown 1 and 2. Here's what happens if you put a game on your Super Nintendo without changing the command line. Nothing. That's why it's important to make sure you get that exactly right. And you've seen this probably on just about every video I've done. This is that Retroarch app that we added to our Hakchi. And all this is, it opens up the Retroarch user interface. And this is where all the testing comes from, this user interface. So, what we need to do first is load the game up. So to do that, we go to load content. We go in here, down to start directory. We're going to click A, and look at this. We have a bunch of folders here. It looks a lot like the folders that we saw in our Hakchi folder or USB drive. This gives us access to those folders. This Retroarch, that's our Retroarch, and everything that's in that folder. If we go up here, here's our first Samurai Shodown game, second Samurai Shodown game, then yeah, we have Edward Randy and Tiger Road that we recently worked on. So here's how everything works after I download the game. And if I have multiple versions, I'll have multiple folders. I could have 3 or 4 folders for one game here, and I have to go through every single folder to try and test out whether or not the game works. Also, if for some reason Retroarch crashes, this video might crash and the audio will be kind of messed up, so I apologize ahead of time if that happens. So we're going to go into this first folder here, Samurai Show, or samshow.zip. You're going to click on that. You're going to go to Load Archive. From here, these are all the cores that I have installed on my Super Nintendo Classic right now, and I have all these installed directly on when I use my USB stuff. So we have our arcade cores up here, Atari, Commodore. It allows you to pick whatever core you want to try and run the game. And I'm always going to start at the top here with FBA 2012. So we have our game loaded. Now we're going to select the core. So here we go, FBA 2012. Let's see if Samurai Shodown will run with this. Nope. If it kicks you back to the menu, that means it does not work with that core. So then it's starting all the way over. Load content. Go start directory, load the game, load archive. How about FBA 2016? Nope, doesn't load with the FBA cores. So we're going to count those out. And then you just start back over. You have to go to load content, start directory, folder, game, load archive. And then you just keep going through all the other arcade cores. So let's see, MAME 2000. Not a lot of games run with MAME 2000. Looks like this one might. If we get anything, that's awesome. I love it when a game at least starts up, because that shows something. So we may have a winner here. When I first started up, I don't touch anything. I'm listening for any kind of sound issues. Some popping or skipping. This is kind of how I played this game a lot in the arcade. This may be one of the most played games for me. So I do recognize the sounds, and I recognize them from the Super Nintendo version. So things are sounding good right now. But just because they sound good doesn't mean the game is going to run well. The sound could be off a little bit. So let's quarter up by hitting select. And I always, you know, I do way more than I have to. Then we're going to hit start, and we're going to keep listening. Things are sounding okay. So we're going to skip that. We're going to pick whoever, doesn't matter. But again, things sound like they're supposed to when the menu selects. We're going to pick Ukyo because he's my favorite Samurai Shodown character. Alright, we're going to Hokkaido. And now here's the real test. We're going to see how the game runs. And so, looking good. I mean, sounds good, looks good. I'm trying to remember the controls here. Alright, we're doing okay. Nakaruru. is showing us what's up. And with a fighting game, I'll usually try and play 1 or 2 rounds just to make sure it wasn't a fluke if the game does work. Oh no, we're not doing great. But it seems to be running good. The zoom effect isn't slowing anything down. When you get further away from each other, the camera zooms out. Sometimes that can cause slowdown in a lot of arcade games, and even what was it? I have the Samurai Shodown collection for PS2. And when you try and emulate that, it's funny. The first 5, I think, oh, that was my sword. Excuse me. Of those games lag terribly when you try and emulate those. But the 6th one is fine, which is weird to me. So at this point, I'm going to say that this is a success for MAME 2000. Samurai Shodown 1 will run on MAME 2000. From here, I'm going to hit Start and Select. Go back into my Retroarch menu. We're going to close Content. And then you just start over. Load Content. Start first Samurai. Whoops. Yeah, see. Sometimes you go too fast and you mess up. And from here, I don't know if I can actually get out of here. I should be able to. Maybe if we hit the old restart button, we might get a C8 error or C7. C7 is okay. That's not going to crash my system, so I'm okay with C7. So we're going to do this again. MAME 2003. Let's give it a shot. So we get everything looking like it's supposed to again. The old Neo Geo BIOS startup thing. We're going to go a little quicker and try and just get into the game and see how it runs. Sound is good. Things seem to be going quick. I wish I could take his sword. I don't know, I try to kick him. Jeez. Also, the controls are different for each core that you use. Like on this one, Y and B are slash. On the other one, it was A and B. And that's just core related. That's not really. Don't get your sword, man. Oh, aren't you just... You're hilarious, Galford. At least I don't use a dog to do my dirty work. Cutting these barrels of apples. Are you hungry? How do you like them apples? How do you like those tornadoes too? So I'll usually call this a success. I won't spend too much time on another core if I know the game will run on a different core. Like I know that game ran on MAME 2000, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on 2003 like I did the first time. So here we go again. MAME 2010. 2010 and 2000, nope, see, won't run at all on MAME 2010. So when I go to do the video on this one, I'm going to say it runs on MAME 2000 and 2003. I'm not going to do 2014 anymore unless I absolutely cannot get the game to run, period. I'll go and reinstall that core, but that core takes up so much space, I don't like leaving it just regularly on my system. So, let's start on Samurai Shodown 2. Content, Directory, Second Samurai Shodown, FBA 2012, no go. Let's go again. 2016, nope. Alright, MAME 2000. So the first one worked for 2000. Looks like number 2 might be alright as well. Alright, so I want to let it roll for a second so we can listen in and see if there's any... Oh, it's not going to work because I quartered up. So we'll listen here. Alright, I want to get somewhere where there's music. Here we go. Sounds good. Alright, so what we are Ukyo. I never played this one in the arcade. I had this one, or no, I didn't have this one. No, I had 3, that's right. Wanfu. I liked Wanfu. Stand against me? What a foolish guy. Kind of. I mean, Ukyo's shouldn't be fighting in his condition, but you know. Alright, so let's see. In case you didn't know, Ukyo I think has tuberculosis. But he still fights for the ladies. Or actually, I don't know why he fights. I just know ladies like him. We're doing okay on Samurai Shodown 2. A lot better than the first one. Oh, there's a bomb. And... nope, we got caught. It sounds good to me. It feels good. Wow. Yeah, there. Take that. At least I won one. I always do so bad on fighting games when I'm recording them for you guys. And I'm glad I was able to do okay there. So I don't hear any sound issues. Like I said, the game seems to be going quick. See, like right there, that seems slow, and I'm not sure if that's the game or if it's supposed to be that way, but that seemed like it went kind of slow. And then sometimes it doesn't go slow, so, you know. Alright, yeah. Maybe we can get another win here. Alright, we got him. And we got him with a special move. Oh, what the? His beads broke. So I'd say that's a yes for MAME 2000. So we're going to close it. Reopen it with another core. 2003. We know the first one worked with 2003, so hopefully this one does too. Looking good so far. Quarter up. We're listening for audio issues. Everything seems okay. I like this guy too. I think his name is Jubei or something. I'm not sure. Genjiro, that's right. Jubei was the other guy with two swords. I like Genjiro. And then we're just going to listen for a little bit. I'll be quiet so we can hear if there's any sound issues. So I keep hearing I'm gonna say that's his chain every time he falls, but I keep hearing this like clinking sound. Oh, apparently I beat him pretty quick. So I'm gonna beat this guy real quick, Earthquake, to try and see if maybe. Yeah, that's got to be his weapon. Okay, because I was thinking like maybe the game is glitching out on me or something, because I'm not really familiar with this one as much as the first one. I don't remember. Did you break my sword? I have no sword now. I have no sword. I'm gonna punch you to man. I'm gonna or kick you into. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's what you get for getting rid of my sword. Uh-oh, did we? Oh, we got the blood geyser. Sorry, Earthquake. Not really. Hey, we put our shirt back on. We're warm again. That's funny. He's a funny guy. Let's get out of here. So that looks like it runs for 2003 as well. Back to it. What's next? 2010. C7 Error. And that's kind of it. I mean, we can try the games we have already. All right, so let's go to Edward Randy. What did I say that works on? MAME 2003. Pretty sure this should work okay. Yep, okay. So I know that one runs there. Did it run on anything else? I don't think it did. Real quick, we'll try here. Okay, Yeah, this is a good example. Slow down. Okay, so sometimes the game will boot, but listen to this, man. I mean, yeah. So, to me, in my opinion, this is a no. This is not how the game is supposed to be played. So this happens a lot too. I get this a lot, actually. So, you know, it didn't work for 2013 or 12, I mean. What about 2016? Nope, it doesn't like the FBA cores at all. You can tell right away. And if this happens right away, I give it a second, because maybe it'll, you know, it might clear up a little bit. But no, I mean, that's it. So then you would just go through all the cores just like I did there. So in case you know, again, if you didn't want to wait for me to get to your game, because I know it takes me a long time. There's a lot of games in that list. That's all I do. I just download all the cores, put the games on my system, and then just go one by one, selecting them, trying to get them to run. So I hope you guys got something from this video. Like I said, I didn't know what else I could do for you to thank everybody who's supporting the channel. I figured this was the least I could do. So I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Be good to each other, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.